What is up, you guys? It's your host, Galadon. I've got some epic news for you. Yes, it's an epic challenge coming to Clash Royale, and I promise not to say epic more than 47 times in this episode. On the left-hand side, I will show you the new special event, Epic Challenge. There you can see a way that Supercell is trying to get you more epic cards, because more of those one-time rewards of only epic cards as you work your way through this challenge. First one is free as usual. There you can see the top prizes and the epic cards that you get on your way through the number of victories that pertain to each epic thing there. I don't know. Anyway, it's on the left. All right. So what I did was, in the meantime, while on the left-hand side, we've got the epic challenge from beginning to end. In the center of your screen, I've got full attack. The epic clan members doing all epic battles. Now, of course, when I first heard Epic Challenge, I thought, of course, this means you have to use only epic cards. But no, I feel like the Clash Royale team dropped the ball on this just a little bit. It would have been a lot of fun to see players having to use only epics in this challenge. And so what I did was I had my full attack guys go out and see if they could win with only those epic cards, and they had some success. Let me tell you, we saw some really unusual wins here. On the right-hand side, I decided to put Bryce in, even though he used the Dirty Expo. Yeah, finally he does get it locked onto the tower, and enraging, I gotta tell you. For anybody, it is an enraging experience to get beaten by an Expo, and Bryce on his way to an, shall we say, epic victory on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, you can see the challenge on its way. As we've seen in previous challenges, you get these milestones where you unlock, in this case, epic cards. So the final challenge completes at only 9 wins, so it's not 6 like the retro was, and it's not 12 like the normal challenges are. The epic challenge concludes at only 9 wins. So my guess is that the Clash Royale team looked at the statistics behind the game and the number of cards that players have and thought that maybe there is a slight under allotment in epic cards. They need to help players get them, and this is one way to do it. Personally, I would have preferred to see this with legendaries, but that's just me. Now that we've found out that the Ultra Magical chest is almost impossible to get, if you guys saw the April 1st video and you read the disclaimer at the end, it is definitely not going to be an easy chest to unlock. In the meantime, one of the worst feelings in the world, to see an opponent drop a defensive Expo, a defensive siege card like the Expo or the Mortar in the center, and Bryce wrapping up a rather frustrating victory for Bandy. Sorry, Bandy, I apologize, but I asked these guys to go out and do it with only epic cards. Now, I wonder if the opponents noticed that they were playing a player that didn't use any commons, legendaries, or rares. Notice I didn't say epic that time. All right, next up, we've got Patrick facing Tom the Beast from full attack. One more time with the epic cards and the freeze spell. Gotta love Bryce's use of the freeze spell in that last battle, saving it for the very end. A beautiful freeze on those fire spirits. I meant to talk about that as it happened, but I got too wrapped up in the epicness of the video itself. All right, so Tom underway using, this time, P.E.K.K.A. Double Prince Poison Tornado Freeze. And I have to tell you, after watching all of these guys with their tornado spells, I would have to say that right now, the tornado spell is my favorite card in the game. Just loving to watch it in action, and especially the way a couple of full attack members have been using it that we will check out later on, or maybe in another episode. So right here, the Prince on the left-hand side takes out the tower early, less than a minute underway in this battle, and Tom has already got a 1-0 lead. Now it's just a matter of holding his opponent off with that underused Dark Prince, and there it is, the tornado. Is the Dark Prince due for a boost, for a buff in a future update? It could be. I feel like it's one of the least used cards in the game right now. Definitely expecting to see the Dark Prince have some more usefulness in the future, one way or the other. So Tom taking quite a bit of damage on that left-hand side, and now it's one of those things. Does he try to hold off on the left, or does he start to push on the right and try to get that advantage? Well, there's your answer. The P.E.K.K.A. goes down the right lane. So this is one of those deciding factors that you really have to consider your deck, your opponent's deck, and what you want to accomplish. Obviously, in this case, Tom trying to get that big lead down that right tower before, just in case he loses the left. We're just about into double elixir. Tom thought that Inferno Tower went down too early, but indeed the Inferno Tower is going to annihilate the P.E.K.K.A. Well defended there by Patrick with that Electro Wizard. And in comes another miner on the left-hand side. Tom on the right-hand side with a double Prince action. So pretty much considering that it looks like he's going to lose that right tower. He's trying to work on the right tower of his opponent. Inferno Tower out of the way. Dark Prince not going to get there, and the regular Prince turned around at the last second. So really no inroads here made by Tom to get much damage off that tower. Just a couple of hundred. And the left tower, well, it's just a couple of minor shots away from falling and tying this thing up 1-1. Now this is the big P.E.K.K.A. double Prince push. But once again, the P.E.K.K.A. melted by the Inferno Tower. But watch those skeletons in there with the Dark Prince. They are going to just annihilate that tower, taking it all the way down under 600 hit points before finally getting stopped. Time running out. We are going to be into overtime, but not for long. Tom with a huge lead now. The tower down under 400 hit points. Just a matter of getting one more good shot in on that tower. Tom with the Dark Prince defending against the miner. Getting ready to put together another big push down the right. Here comes the giant P.E.K.K.A. Poison maybe not so well advised. Patrick so far behind, probably should have focused on defense, but you got to figure at this point, just a breeze is going to blow down that tower, and there is the win for Tom, 2 crowns to 1. So again, these guys going with all epics, but you will not have to in the epic challenge. You only get that one free entry, and again, it's only a one-time reward thing. And I feel like the reason the Clash Royale team does this is to discourage people from wanting to play it over and over and over again. And in effect, that levels the playing field a little bit because you're not going to see those really skilled players with some extra gems just winning tons and tons of epic cards. This will be a chance for the more average player to get in there and level up some of those epic cards. In the meantime, one of my favorite deck combinations was from Chief Masso. In fact, we're going to have to take another look at this deck in a future episode because this was just nuts. Okay, so you've got the Golem, Loon, Clone, Mirror, Tornado, and well, if you get an advantage on your opponent, this is just an absolutely terrible deck to face. I mean, when you clone a Golem and a Balloon, it's just bad things are going to happen. So we will watch this battle play out, and you know what it reminds me of is the My Fun Deck series. It's time to get that going again, you guys. I need you guys to submit your ideas for your fun decks, and I can rate them on my 9 Golem butt scale. This deck probably would do pretty well, I'm thinking, with the Clone, the Mirror, and the Tornado in there. Again, let's just watch how Chief Masso uses it. A few other players in full attack have adjusted this strategy and has made for some absolute crazy endings to battles. So right here, Masso not looking so good, but a well-placed Tornado pulling those units away from the tower isn't quite going to save the day. He loses the left tower a minute 30 in, but he does have a full-size Golem on the other tower, and the Balloon looming close on its way in there. Looks like it could be tied 1-1. The Balloon is going to make it all the way to the tower before it's ever even touched. And yes, that means it's now tied 1-1 with 1 minute to go. But Chief Masso hasn't pulled out the tricks yet. The Clone and the Mirror spells are definitely the crazy cards in this deck. And although it's going to be tough to use, right here, check out what Chief Masso just did. His opponent probably surprised by seeing the Golem go down the left lane. Masso's got a master plan. Okay, now this involves double elixir, using that time down the left-hand side. And sure enough, as that Golem approaches, Masso getting prepared for a massive push down the left-hand side. Just about back up to max elixir. Here comes the Balloon. Tanking is the Golem for the Balloon. In comes a Goblin Barrel. And as the Goblin Barrel lands, here comes the Clone spell. Check it out, you guys. Annihilation! Instant 3 crown recipe right there. And I think that his opponent probably pretty surprised by the outcome of that match. Alright, you guys, that's the type of stuff I'm looking for in the My Fun Deck series. You guys enjoyed the epic challenge that is starting up. Thank you, as always, for watching all the way to the end of the video. Check me out live streaming on beam.pro for free gift cards and crazy caffeinated streams. Have a great rest of your day, and remember, in life as in Clash Royale, make every attack a full attack.
Golly Don, too much caffeine at your age isn't good for your health.